fundamental operations of mathematics. They are addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and the terms related with the fundamental operations of mathematics. Okay? But in today's session, we are going to see why do we need division and the types of division and division lemma. Okay? Let us start the session.
Let us recapitulate, children, what we have learned yesterday. The fundamental operations of mathematics and the terms related to them have been learned yesterday. The result got after addition is called sum or total. The result got after subtraction is called difference. The result got after multiplication operation is called product, and the results got after the division are called quotient and remainder. You know that remainder can be 0 or remainder can be greater than 0. If the remainder is 0, it is called complete division, and if the remainder is not 0, it is called incomplete division. Let us memorize some more terms related with the basic operations of mathematics. They are addend plus addend is equal to sum or total, minuend minus subtrahend is equal to difference, multiplication into multiplier is equal to product, and dividend is equal to divisor into quotient for complete or exact division. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder for incomplete division.
Okay, children. Now we are going to learn very important and interesting operation or process called division process. Okay. When do we need division, or why do we need division? See here, children. We need division under the specific conditions, okay, or specific situations. Let us see one or two here. Distributing or sharing anything equally is called division operation or division process. Okay, when something is to be divided or something is to be distributed or shared between or among some people, that time we should go division process. Okay, but whatever we share or divide or distribute, we should divide it equally. Okay, that is called division process, right?
To share the things equally, to distribute the things equally, we need to learn division operation. Here, to do division operation, we need dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. Okay, the word dividend means the number to be divided, and divisor means the number that divides the dividend, and quotient means how many times the dividend is divided, and the number that is left over after division is called remainder.
To carry division operation, we need a dividend and a divisor. Okay? To do any division operation, children, we need two things. We need a dividend and a divisor. After the end of every division process, we get a quotient and a remainder. Therefore, in division operation, these four keywords must be remembered. Okay? Dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. Okay?
Now, children, let us learn about the types of division. There are two types of divisions. The first one is complete division or exact division. Complete division is that in which the remainder becomes 0 after the division. And the second one is incomplete division, or inexact division. Incomplete division is that division in which the remainder does not become 0. Remainder is always greater than 0. After having learned about two types of divisions, let us learn about division lemma. Division lemma and division algorithm both are same. What is this division lemma or division algorithm? After every division, we get quotient and remainder. Whether the division done by us is correct or not can be checked by using division lemma or division algorithm. After every division, we get quotient and remainder. But how should we know that the quotient and remainder got are correct or not? The quotient and remainder got after any division can be checked by using division lemma or division algorithm. Look at the board, children. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder is called division lemma or division algorithm. After any division, you check it. If you get dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, then you are correct. If you do not get dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, you are wrong. Now let us see the uses of division lemma or algorithm. Division lemma or division algorithm is an equation of division. It helps for the verification of division and it shows the relationship between dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. Division lemma also helps us to study the properties of numbers. Now, children, let us start to learn the first type of division, that is complete division or exact division, and check our answer by applying the division lemma or division algorithm. In complete division, remainder is always 0. Therefore, the division lemma becomes dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. But where there is remainder, you should put 0 there. Therefore, divisor into quotient plus 0 becomes equal to divisor into quotient. So, children, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient in complete division or exact division. Let us verify these truths with some examples. Okay.
Now, children, let us take one example. Rupees 24 should be distributed to or shared to 8 persons or people. Then each one will get how much? What will remain at the end in hand is the question here. Okay. Therefore, in the language of division, we write it like this. 24 divided by 8. Here 24 is called dividend and 8 is divisor. It means whatever the thing to be distributed is called dividend, and among how many people it should be given or to how many people it should be given is called divisor. Okay. So this 24 divided by 8 is also written as 24 upon 8. Okay. So children, 24 upon 8 means 24 rupees should be given to 8 people, and each one will get how much? Each one will get 3, and this 3 is called quotient. This is the portion of every person what he is getting. Okay, here all the 8 people will get 3 rupees equally. Then what is left in the hand? In the hand nothing is left. Okay, and if the nothing is left means it is 0, and this 0 is called remainder. Did anything remain in your hand? Nothing remained. That is why what is the remainder after the division? It is 0. Therefore we call 0 as remainder and 3 as quotient. Okay,
Here 24 divided by 8 is equal to 3. Quotient is 3 and remainder is equal to 0.
if the remainder is 0 in any division, then such division is called complete division or exact division. Here dividend is equal to divisor into quotient.
That is 24 is equal to 8 into 3. Therefore 8 into 3 is equal to 24. 24 is equal to 24. Hence the verification. Let us take one more example and try.
If 196 chocolates are to be equally shared to 4 people, then each one will get how much? That time we should go for division process. That is 196 divided by 4 is equal to 196 upon 4. Okay, both are same. Here 196 upon 4 means 196 chocolates are to be given to or distributed to 4 people. Then each one will get how much? Each one will get 49. Okay, 196 chocolates are their children, and they should be given to how many people? 4 people, and each one will get 49 equally. Then what remains? Nothing remains. That's why remainder is 0, and each one's portion is 49. This is called quotient, and this 196 is dividend, and this is divisor. Okay, if the remainder is 0 in any division, then such division is called complete division or exact division. Here dividend is equal to divisor into quotient.
Since remainder is equal to 0 here, it is a complete division. Here Q is equal to 49 and R is equal to 0. Therefore dividend is equal to divisor into quotient. That is 196 is equal to 49 into 4. 49 into 4 is 196. Therefore 196 is equal to 196. Hence the verification. Now let us see one more example and apply division algorithm.
Similarly, 4096 rupees are there, and they should be given to 8 people. It is symbolically written as 4096 divided by 8. Is also written as 4096 upon 8. It means 4096 should be given to 8 people. Then each one will get 512. This 512 is called quotient. What remained in the hand? Nothing remained. That is why remainder is 0, and everyone's portion is 512. Okay, therefore the portion got is called quotient, and whatever the thing left in the hand is called remainder. Here remainder is 0. Okay, if the remainder is 0 in any division, then such division is called complete division or exact division. Here dividend is equal to divisor into quotient.
Since remainder is equal to 0 here, it is a complete division. Here quotient is equal to 512 and remainder is equal to 0. Therefore dividend is equal to divisor into quotient. That is 4096 is equal to 512 into 8. 512 into 8 is equal to 4096. Therefore 4096 is equal to 4096. That is dividend is equal to divisor into quotient. Hence the verification here. Let us take one more example here.
See here children, 1236 divided by 4. Now let us go for long division. See here children, long division means 1236 should be written inside and this 4 should be written outside. Here dividend is written, here divisor is written. What you should do is, just you follow me. Put one line here, right? And you should be knowing the table of 4. If you don't know the table of 4, then this division process by long division is impossible. Okay? Then what you should do, you should start division from left to right. The other operations are started from right to left. How we should do, I will tell you. First you put one line. Okay? After that, go on taking the digits down one by one from left side to right side, and every time you take the digit down, you compare that digit with the divisor. If the down taken digit is smaller than the divisor, you have to put 0 here and next take the next digit. Okay? Or if down taken digit is equal to this, you should not put 0 here, you should search this number in the tables of 4 and then proceed. If the down taken number is bigger than divisor, then also you should not put 0 here, you should proceed, okay, with the division. Here I take 1 down, this down taken number is smaller than divisor, that is why I put 0. Next I take 2 down, now it became 12. 12 is bigger than 4, that is why I will not put 0 here, I search 12 in tables of 4. In tables of 4, 12 comes, 4 3s are. Therefore, 4 3s are 12 and 12 minus 12 is 0. Okay. Next digit is 3. Take 3 down. Okay. And in addition to the digits in front of 3, what is the value of 3? It is 3 only. So, when you take the digit 3, the value of this down taken number is less than divisor. That is why you will put 0 here. So, next you take 6 down, it became 36. You should not compare whether 6 is bigger or 4 is bigger. When you take 6 down, and what is the digit in front of it? 3 also. You should count this 3 and 6 both. Now it became 36. Therefore, 36 is bigger to 4 or less than 4. It is bigger to 4 or bigger than 4. That is why you should not put 0 here. You should search 36 in tables of 4. Therefore, children, now it is 36 comes in the tables of 4 as 4 nines. Therefore, 4 nines are 36. 6 minus 6 is 0 and 3 minus 3 is 0. Here the remainder is 0, children, which is called a complete division. Okay. Let us take one more example. 8331 divided by 3. If the division operation is carried by long division, we have to go like this. Okay. Write this dividend inside and divisor outside. And what you should do? First, you should know the table of 3, right? If you don't know, write table of 3 somewhere, right? And continue. Put one line here. And go on taking the digits down one by one. Every time you take the digit down, you should compare the down taken digit with the divisor. Okay? If the down taken number is smaller than divisor, you should put 0. If it is down taken number is equal to the divisor or greater than the divisor, you should not put 0 here. Okay? So children, take 8 down. 8 is bigger. That is why, we will not put 0 here. 3 2s are 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Right? Next take 3 down. Now it became 23. You should not miss this number. In addition to this number, you should count its value. Okay? When you take 3 down, you should not think that this 3 is bigger or this 3 is bigger. 3 and 3 are equal. In that way, you should not count. When you take 3 down, in front of 3, whatever the number is there, you have to add that also and count. Now it became 23. Therefore, 23 is bigger than this. That is why we will not put 0 here. Okay, children? Now, children, take this 3 down. It is 23. This 23 is greater than 3. That is why we will not put 0 here. So, what we will do is, we search this 23 in tables of 3. Therefore, we get 3 sevens. 3 sevens are 21. 3 minus 1 is 2 and 2 minus 2 is 0. Therefore, 2 remain. But all the digits over? No. Still there are 2 digits. Therefore, take the next digit down. Now it is 23. Okay. Is 23 bigger than 3 or smaller? It is bigger. Therefore, we will not put 0 here. Right? We will search 23 in tables of 3. And you know that it is 3 sevens. 3 sevens are 21. Okay. 23 is in between 3 sevens and 3 eights. Therefore, we take 3 sevens. 3 sevens are 21 and 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay. The next digit is 1. Take this 1 down. It is 21. Okay. Don't compare like this. When you take 1, that time don't compare whether 1 is bigger or 3 is bigger. In front of 1, what number is there? 2 is there. You have to count this also. When you take 1 down, it became 21. Now you compare whether 21 is bigger or 3 is bigger. 21 is bigger. Now children, you should not put 0 here. You should search 21 in tables of 3. And you will know that 3 sevens are 21. 21 minus 21 is equal to 0. Okay. This is called long division. Therefore children, to do division, we need 4 terms. Dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. Okay.
So, children, we saw 5 examples for complete division in which remainder was equal to 0 and dividend is equal to divisor into quotient. So, children, now let us study about incomplete division by taking some examples and performing division. After performing, we will verify our result by applying the division algorithm or division lemma. Here, the division lemma becomes dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now let us see some examples about the incomplete division or inexact division. Inexact division is a division in which the remainder is not equal to 0. After performing incomplete division, let us check our answer by applying the division lemma.
16 divided by 5 means 16 rupees should be given to 5 people and each one will get 3 rupees. Okay. Here all the 5 people will get 3 rupees equally and after that 1 rupee remains. So we call this 1 rupee as remainder and this 3 rupees as quotient. Here remainder is not equal to 0. Remainder is equal to 1. Therefore, it is called incomplete division or inexact division. In all inexact division or incomplete divisions, remainder is not equal to 0. Here, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder.
Look at the board, children. Since remainder is not equal to 0, it is an incomplete division. Here quotient is equal to 3, remainder is equal to 1. Therefore, let us apply the division lemma and verify our answer. According to division lemma, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Here dividend is 16, divisor is 5, quotient is 3 and remainder is 1. See here children, 5 3s are 15. 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. Therefore, 16 is equal to 16. That is, left hand side is equal to right hand side. Hence the verification. Our division is correct. Let us take one more example for incomplete division.
Look at 64 divided by 7 means 64 rupees should be given to 7 people. Okay. Then each one will get 9 rupees equally. then even though 1 rupee remains. This 1 rupee is called remainder and this 9 rupees is called quotient. Okay children? So dividend divided by divisor, then you will get quotient and remainder. Okay? Here remainder is not equal to 0. Remainder is equal to 1. Therefore, it is called incomplete division or inexact division. In all inexact division or incomplete divisions, remainder is not equal to 0. Here, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder.
Since remainder is not equal to 0, it is an incomplete division. Here quotient is equal to 9, remainder is equal to 1. Therefore, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Dividend is 64, divisor is 7, quotient is 9 and remainder is 1. Therefore, 7 into 9 is equal to 63. That is, 63 is the product of divisor and quotient. But that is not equal to dividend. Therefore, we should add the remainder 1, then becomes 63 plus 1 is equal to 64. Thus, 64 is equal to 64. Hence, left hand side becomes equal to right hand side. Therefore, here dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder.
Okay, now we have another important question here related to division. Is 8 a factor of 9589? To answer this question, we have to perform a division activity. If the remainder comes 0 after dividing 9589 by 8, then we can decide 8 is the factor of 9589. Okay? If the remainder is not equal to 0, then 8 is not a factor of 9589. Let us see it. Let us divide 9589 by 8. That is, 9589 divided by 8 is also equal to 9589 upon 8. See here children, this is dividend and this is divisor. To perform division activity, we must be knowing the tables of 8. Okay, that is why I have written the table separately here. Okay, 8 ones are, 8 twos are, 3s are, 4s are, 5s are, 6s are, 7s are, 8s are, 9s are, 10s are. Okay. If you do not know the table of 8, then here it is difficult to perform the division operation. Okay. Let us start division. Put the dividend inside and put the divisor outside. To start with, put a line here like this. Then go on taking the digits one after the another from left to right. Okay. Every time you take the digit down, you should compare the down taken digit with the divisor here. Okay. If the down taken digit is equal to divisor or greater than divisor, you should not put 0 here. Okay. If the down taken digit is less than the divisor, then you should put 0 here. Okay. Now let us start the division. I take 9 down and compare this 9 with 8. Therefore, the down taken number is greater than 8. That is why I will not put 0. Then what should I do now? I should search this 9 in the table of 8. Okay. In the table of 8, 9 does not come directly, but it comes after 8 and before 16. Okay. Therefore, which is the previous number of 9 in the table of 8? 8. So I should take 8. How many 8s are 8? 8 ones are, that is why I put ones are here, and 8 ones are 8. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. Did the remainder become 0? No. So I will take the next digit down. The next digit is 5, I take it down. Now it becomes 15. Okay. After taking the digit 5 down, which is the number formed? The number formed is 15. Compare this 15 with 8. Is it bigger to 8 or equal to 8 or less than 8? Okay. If the number formed after taking the digit down is less than 8, we should put 0 here. But if it is equal to 8 or greater than 8, we should not put 0 here. We should search that number in the table of 8. Okay. Here the number formed is 15, which is greater than 8. Therefore, I should not put 0 here, but I should search this 15 in the table of 8. Okay. Does 15 directly come in the table of 8? No. But it comes after 8 and before 16 in the table of 8. That is why I write 15 here. Which is the previous number of 15? 8. How many 8s are 8? 8 ones are 8. That is why 8 ones are 8. Now I have to subtract 8 from 15. Okay. 15 minus 8 is 7. Okay. The remainder became 0? No. That is why I take the next digit down. Now after taking the next digit down, the number formed is 78. You compare this 78 with 8. And the number 78 is greater than 8. That is why I will not put 0 here. I search 78 in the table of 8. Okay. Does 78 directly come in the table of 8? No. 78 is not there in the table of 8. Then where does it come? It comes after 72 and before 80. Okay. The number 78 comes in the table 8 where after 72 and before 80. So I should take the previous number or preceding number of 78 in the table of 8, which is the preceding number of 78 in the table of 8. It is 72. Therefore, I should take 72. How many 8s are 72? 8 9s are. That is why I put 8 9s are 72. Now, 8 minus 2 is 6. 7 minus 7 is 0. Did the remainder become 0? No. Did the digits over? No. Still there is one more digit. Take that digit down. Which is that digit? That digit is 9. Take the digit 9. Now, the number formed is 69. Compare this 69 with 8. If this 69 is less than 8, you should put 0. If it is equal to 8 or greater than 8, you should not put 0 in the quotient place. Therefore, what you should do now? 69 is the bigger number to 8. That is why you should not put 0 here, but you should search 69 in the tables of 8. Okay? Does it come directly in the tables of 8? No. 69 does not come in the table of 8 exactly or directly. But it comes after 64 and before 72 in the table of 8. Therefore, I have written 69 here, which is before 72 and after 64. But which number I should take? The number previous to 69. The number previous to 69 is 64. Therefore, I should take 64 for the division here. Then, how many 8s are 64? 8 8s are 64. That is why I put 8s are here. 8 8s are 64. So, 8 8s are 64. 9 minus 4 is 5 and 6 minus 6 is 0. Okay. What is the remainder? 5. Did the remainder become 0? No. Then is there any digit to take down? No. So children, here the remainder did not become 0. Right? That is why I say that it is incomplete division. Okay. See here children, if the remainder does not become 0, then we can take 5 decisions here. Okay. What are those? See here. The remainder is 5, which is not equal to 0. And here the remainder is greater than 0, okay, and the remainder is less than divisor, okay. After the division, when all the digits get over, look at the remainder. The remainder has not yet become 0, okay, and the value of remainder is less than the divisor, and there are no digits to take down. Then we should stop division, okay. Since remainder is not equal to 0, we can take 5 decisions here, okay. That is, you started to divide 9589 by 8, okay, and you got the remainder equal to 5, which is not equal to 0. If remainder is not equal to 0, then you should take the decision that 8 is not the factor of 9089, okay. See here, 8 is not the factor of 9589. And second decision what we can take is 9589 is not the multiple of 8, okay. It means in the tables of 8, this 9589 will never come, okay. And you can also decide that 8 does not divide 9589 when if remainder is not equal to 0, okay. Then you can also decide 9589 is not divided by 8, okay, or 9589 is not divisible by 8, okay. And you can also decide that it is not a complete division because remainder is not equal to 0 here, okay. And after doing division, definitely you will get a quotient and a remainder. Whether the quotient and remainder you got are correct or not, or your division is correct or not, is checked by a rule or a law called division lemma or division algorithm, okay. The division algorithm says dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, okay. This is left hand side, this is right hand side. If left hand side becomes equal to right hand side, then your division is correct, otherwise you are wrong. Here children, dividend is 9589 and divisor is 8 and quotient is 98 and remainder is 5. See here, 98 8s are 9584, okay. Is 9584 equal to 9589? No. But why? Because we have not added the remainder here, okay. Therefore 9584 is the product of divisor and quotient, okay. Add remainder to this product. How much is the remainder? Remainder is 5. This 5 is added to this product, then we will get 9589, okay. So left hand side is equal to right hand side, hence the verification, and our division is correct, okay children. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient in only exact divisions or complete divisions, but in incomplete divisions or inexact divisions, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder, okay. Hi children, I hope today you have learned about the different types of divisions, okay, and the division lemma and the importance and use of division lemma in division, okay. Tomorrow we will study some other concept related to division. Till then, goodbye.